Welcome to the DMF. I'm Justin Younts. This is part 9. What about the Death of Some Salesmen with Ed Begley Jr., Tim Curry? That was
What Gil and I wanted to do as we sat down to write the script, come up with an idea. The movie we wanted to imitate was Kind Hearts and Coronets, where one actor was going to play multiple parts.
Yeah.
And that particular comic book, all right, so he's going to play all three members of the same family, seemed natural. So it was a natural setup, con man, salesman, who's being conned. The family is the bigger con. They're really the con.
He thinks he's got him on, and it's like, no. And that's the great thing about
Crypt. They saw him coming. Yeah. They had him from the jump. So, all right, it's a cool story, perfect Crypt ending. The trick was getting Ed Begley Jr. was easy. It was casting the other actor in the piece. Gil wanted Tim.
Yeah.
And Tim's representative said, well, it's because it was about the same time as Carnival. And they said, well, no, he always goes to Carnival. He even if he wanted to, he'd never do it because he always goes to Carnival. And so Gil said, well, let me have lunch with him. I just want to talk to him.
Yeah.
They agreed. And so they sat there at lunch, and Gil said to Tim, look, I just want you to know I'm not going to try to talk you into doing this show because you're going to Carnival, and that's how it is. But I just wanted to meet you. And so at one point, Tim said, so what is this part anyway? And Gil had been kind of priming him. He'd been kind of dropping hints. And finally, Tim said, so what is this thing anyway? And Gil told him. And hearing what the challenge was, Tim decided, as he said at the end of the lunch, he said, screw you. Now I can't go to Carnival because I have to do this. And it was the challenge. It terrified him. It scared the hell out of Tim. The challenge of doing the 3 parts, because the key was, it wasn't to do a caricature. It was to really to cut as close to the bone as you can. When there's the sex scene, when Ed's character, the salesman, realizes that the only way out is through seducing the hideously ugly daughter.
Yeah.
And he was going to have to convince her. When we were scoring the sex scene and we got Michael Kamen to score the episode. Michael Kamen, I mean, holy cow, Michael Kamen's a feature guy. He's a feature guy.
You had Alan Silvestri as well. I mean, you had some great scores.
Gil and I, we went to a studio, a backyard studio that Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics at his house. And we went to Dave Stewart's little studio, and that's where we were listening to Michael Kamen's mix.
Yeah.
And the mix is great. We finally get to the sex scene, and he got the cue all wrong. He played the joke. He played it was a comedy cue. And Gil and I sat there. Everything was great up to that point. And Michael thinks he's nailed it. Michael's looking at us like, isn't this the best? And Gil and I are like, and we stop it. And Michael goes, what's wrong? And we said, you went the wrong way. You got to play against the joke. You can't play the joke. Don't tell us it's funny. Play the seriousness of the moment. Play it balls to the wall seriously. Oh my God, you're right. And he rewrote it, and it's a great music cue. But
there's another surreal moment for you. You're telling Michael Kamen how to change the thing around.
It's one of those. How am I going to? How do I explain to you that you got this wrong, pal? But it was demonstrable why he got it wrong, and when he got it right, he could see that. Oh gosh, yes, of course, this is. Yeah. No. Sometimes you have to understand you got to really look at what the scene's about.
It's why you got to always be open, because if you're open to it, you be able to see your flaws. Whereas going back to Dennis, I don't think he can see that.
But ideally, look, the creative process. If you're open to being a full collaborator, collaborating in the collaborative process, and getting notes from your collaborators.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get notes from people, the problem with notes isn't necessarily that the note is bad. It's that they don't know how to articulate what's bothering them. And that's where most of the problem happens. And the harder they try to articulate it, the more they kind of fog it up. And sometimes the best thing you can do is, with a note that bothers you, ask them to explain it. But really spend time, get down to the bottom of what's really bothering you? Don't tell me how to fix it. Tell me what's bothering you. What are you reacting to? And if you get to the thing that they're reacting to, then you suddenly realize, okay, that's where it starts. And then they might be able to help you find, all right, so if they did this instead, that wouldn't bother you. Yeah. And suddenly you realize, oh, that's a good note, actually. Yeah, they actually saw something and they just couldn't articulate what the problem was. So yes, you have to be open all the way through the process, even to criticism. You've got to hear what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
Because really, you'd be shocked where the great note will come from if you just hear it.
So Tim Curry, I assume, was really great to work with.
A pleasure. A pleasure. What a lovely person. I'm so sorry for the health issues he's been having.
I know. Isn't that sad?
But you're looking for a great collaborator. And here's someone who, it was a challenge that scared the crap out of him. It scared the crap out of all of us.
Yeah.
This could have been horrible, but it's not. It works, and it is a testament to the collaborative process and all the things you can do with it. Todd Masters did some of his some great work creating those 3 different looks for Tim, and then because of a weather issue, we had to swap the schedule around, and he had to start laying on stuff on applications to Tim before they were ready. It was, and he still pulled that off too. Everyone managed to pull off really genius,
and then
under
Bagley,
incredible duress.
Who's doing that? He's so good at that. He's just like, oh, you give me that $100 and I'll make sure that this doesn't, nothing happens.
Are you talking about Todd?
No. Ed Bagley Jr.'s
character. I'm sorry.
When he's taken.
Well, the premise, the premise. That's why the way that we cast Crypt. And part of why it was what made it a little bit easier. We would cast people against type. So Ed didn't usually get to play villains at that point in his career. He was always the nice guy. We cast him as a villain. He got to have sex with the girl in the shot. You got to do that before.
Well, you guys brought back James Remar, who, and doing the thing with Whoopi. I can't remember the name of the episode.
The episode is
which you actually bring Whoopi back.
It's called Dead Weight.
Yeah, Dead Weight.
Dead Weight. It was the first episode that I wrote. It was the first episode that I wrote that we produced.
Yeah, it is the first. Yeah.
That was exciting. We got Whoopi, and we got James, we got Vanity, and we got John Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
The first day of the production meeting, I learned a very valuable lesson about how to be a writer-producer. Very valuable lesson. Screenplays, writing for the screen actually needs to have 2 different lives. I've learned in the interim. Its first life is as a sales tool, and that's where you get to be all poetic. But really, after it stops being a sales tool, and now it's a technical document that the department heads need to work from, you need to get rid of all the poetry. I learned that lesson this way. In that first episode of Tales from the Crypt that was mine, I was very poetic. And the first lines of Dead Weight, it's hot. It says, so hot, even the palm trees are sweating. The production meeting begins, and since I'm a producer, I'm sitting at the head table. I'm one of the head muckety mucks, and our whole crew is sitting there. There are about 40, 50 people sitting there in the room, and our a wonderful production manager, F.A. Miller, starts the meeting, and he begins to read as he goes through the scenes. Okay, fade in. It's hot. It's so hot, even the palm trees are sweating. He turns, he looks toward the special effects people. How are we going to make it look like the palm trees are sweating? And now begins a conversation about how they're going to make it look like the palm trees are sweating. And I'm sitting at the front table thinking, oh God, no, we should never have a shot. We should never see the palm trees sweating.
No.
Oh my God. And after about 10 minutes of conversation of how we're going to make this happen, I finally get up the courage to put up my hand and say, that was just metaphorical.
Yeah.
And F.A. looked at me and he went, mm-hmm. Moving on. I was so put in my place. And I learned right at that moment, take the poetry, get it the hell out of here. It does not belong.
Because we got to see it,
Well,
everything's on there.
Document.
Yeah, it's the document.
At this point in its life, this is a technical document for department heads. So people can get their work done. If there's a word in here that does not relate to anyone getting work done, it does not belong in this script. Get it the hell out of here. You're wasting someone's time and money.
The palm trees are sweating. All right, how are we gonna get the palm trees sweating?
Oh man.
So, what about what's cooking? That's another one that was that you did. Because I watched all the ones that you wrote.
Thank you. There's nothing funnier than cannibalism to me. That's hilarious. Always hilarious. Anything.
You got Superman to do it as well.
Well, yeah, we got Christopher. This was an episode that Gil was going to direct, and so yeah, we wrote the script, and it was, I think the script worked out once it's about the relationship between the husband and wife. Really, that's how we get out of the danger, because she knows he would never put bullets in the gun. That's how they figure out that Judd Nelson's character it was great fun. There was a fun episode to do. The most challenging. There are two stories worth telling about that episode. The most challenging part was the special effect, which is the cutting up of the butt steak.
Yeah.
And now, Victoria Burrows, our casting director, had the brilliant idea of casting Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just hilarious casting Meatloaf in a show about cannibalism. Just hilarious. Now, I was a huge Meatloaf fan. When I went to college, when I was at Vassar, Bat Out of Hell, we must have wore out a couple of copies of that.
That's good CD. Good.
When we cast him, well, we first got his name. It was about a month out. And we say, oh, we want Meatloaf. And we didn't actually get him cast until about a week before he worked. But we thought it would be Meatloaf or someone who looked like Meatloaf. And so we all knew what Meatloaf looked like. Now, to make a body cast of that kind, it takes a month. It takes several weeks. You need lots of lead time to create, especially all the stuff that we want to do with that body cast. We needed time. So we did a body. So Todd found and someone who we thought had the same body type as Meatloaf, and he did the body cast. And the day before he was to work, now that we have Meatloaf, he comes in for his wardrobe, and he walks in the door, and it's shocking. He's been on a crash diet. He's just lost 85 pounds. And he doesn't look anything like, well, he wanted to see the body cast. And so we show him the body cast, and he's mortified because I just lost it. I just lost 85 pounds. I don't look like that naked anymore. Oh my God. He's horrified, but nothing we can do. The ship has sailed. It is what it is. But that's not the worst of it. In order so that he'll look right in his wardrobe, because the body that's hanging there's got to look like, in the scenes where he plays, it got to look like he looks like that naked under his clothes. He has to wear a fat suit under his wardrobe. And that is what really pissed him off, because he had just lost all this weight and he's now sitting around the set all day in a fat suit.
Well, we see he was fat. That's so funny. Wow. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.